Previously on Survivor Durant, Rising Sun and Shadows. The final 7 had made merged and we finished the game at my house. Ryan was everyone's #1 target, but Leanne spilled the beans that Ryan had an idol, and in the confusion, Leanne sent herself home. After finding out that Ryan did not in fact have an idol, he was on the chopping block. Good thing he won immunity. And instead, the alliance Edgar and Shelby had sent Bryce home. In the next round, Ryan was vulnerable once again, so Shelby decided to give David her hidden immunity idol and try to get a jury vote in the process. And it was inevitable, Ryan became the 3rd member of the jury. And afterwards, Shelby repaid David by sending him to the jury as well. 3 remain: Mike, Edgar, Shelby, who has what it takes to make it all the way and become Survivor Durant's 8th winner and have the title of sole Survivor. Now we're down to the final 3, Mike, Edgar, and Shelby. These guys have dominated this game, keeping their alliance a secret and steamrolling over anyone else. So much so that they pretty much prevented any other alliances from forming. For the final immunity challenge, the final 3 will have to complete 2 different puzzles. The first person to do this will have a guaranteed spot in the final 2 and get to decide who they want to take with them. Very quickly, Mike and Shelby finish the first puzzle and have a major lead over Edgar, beginning the second puzzle. That's it. It all comes down to this. 2 puzzles. Been working your ass off all day. You didn't come this far to just toss it in now. Sometimes you just gotta do what you can, see what works. Doesn't work, try something else. This puzzle can be solved in very many different combinations, so it's not terribly difficult.
You're stuck on the first. That's all. We work for this.
But after about 10 minutes, Edgar finally completes the first puzzle, and he casually walks to collect his second puzzle in no rush at all, clearly showing that he has no interest of winning this challenge.
I know what it is. Yeah. Almost. Most of them, yeah. Almost. figure it out. Such a process.
Got it? Say it. Final 2 spot. Congratulations.
That was good.
Guaranteed spot in the final 2.
Great job,
That was
brother.
good.
Great job.
I got the wrong two.
Edgar pulls out a come-from-behind victory, solidifying his spot in the top 2. After speaking to Shelby and Mike separately, Edgar comes to a decision. All right, Edgar, congratulations. And that just goes to prove why you never give up in Survivor.
Yeah, that was,
Huge come-from-behind win.
Yeah, just stick with it. Yeah. Don't get overwhelmed.
And you said that puzzles wasn't your strong suit.
No, definitely not.
How does it feel to win a challenge that wasn't your strong suit?
So Shelby and Mike, I mean, they're brilliant people. So that when it comes to puzzles, logic games, that kind of stuff, they blow me out of the water.
Well,
Every time.
maybe you're not giving yourself enough credit.
Oh well, I know my strong suits. We pick up each other's slack, you know, back in the city, and we help each other out as friends and basically family. So it's not too much to me, but yeah, I know I'm capable of it. But in that instance, just not letting them have that advantage get to my head. So I'm pretty level-headed when it comes to that kind of stuff.
All right. So you're getting cast the only vote.
Yeah.
Who is the last person
It took quite a
to
bit.
go home?
It took quite a bit of thinking, but I'm leaning towards. I see myself, you know, going for the All-Star. I mean, considering this is the first day I've was ever introduced to Survivor, it's been a really cool experience.
You won't see this coming, huh?
No, they out there is a completely different conversation.
Shelby or Mike, one of you guys are going to be voted out and will be the final member of the jury. I will read the sole vote.
Dun, dun, dun.
Says David. Well, I even know he's giving me advice. It's like, please.
Oh no!
The 8th person voted out of Survivor Durant Season 8 and the final member of the jury, Shelby.
Wow.
A knife in the motherfucking heart.
I was not.
The way the game goes.
Wow.
And with
Go
that,
ahead,
we
yeah.
have...
Damn, buddy.
I got so many votes against me today, and I'm still making this far. Wow.
Is that
Based on talking to the two of them, Shelby feels that she would be the most competition for me. She feels that she won over a lot of the other players early on throughout the game by giving them immunity.
It's very honest of her.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Kind of a mistake.
yeah, we are husband and wife, so you know.
Shelby was blindsided, in complete shock, and dare I say, pissed. Shelby was counting her money. She knew that she won this game. And she threatened Edgar that it was going to be a long ride home. Shelby also got the chance to spill a lot of tea to the jury.
That's how we got two.
You're catching all this salt. Maybe you wanted to catch He's been that salty this whole time.
So, Shelby, what just happened?
Where do I start? I just got stabbed in the back by my own husband, and I would have been the winner of this game, but instead I'm standing in the jury.
Now that the jury knows what they're looking for in a winner, and the final two, Mike and Edgar, have their thoughts collected, it's time to head in to the final tribal council. This is the final tribal council. I'll now bring in the members of the jury.
Did they get the cue?
All right, the members of the jury. We got Leanne. You can just sit over there. We got Bryce, Ryan, David, and Shelby.
Well, yeah, because there was only 7 of us when we got here.
All right.
The people that got off early.
Congratulations to Mike and Edgar for making it as far as you can possibly go in the game of Survivor. A huge, huge achievement. But now the power in the game shifts to the jury. 5 people that you've had a hand in either directly or indirectly in getting rid of in this game. Everything that you have or haven't done to them will ultimately come back to reward you or to haunt you. First, the final 2 contestants will give an opening speech to the jury, basically telling you why they deserve to win. After that, the floor will be open to the jury, and they're allowed to ask any sort of questions that they would like. One person can shout out a question, and then anyone can bounce off of their answer, and then the next person can get their question in. And you guys feel free to bounce off of their answers and ask questions off of what they say, okay? We want to really make sure that you guys feel confident in who you're voting for to win this game and ultimately represent the season, okay? So with that being said, Edgar, we'll let you go first.
Okay. So, 3 of the original members of our team are here, and I will say that it's a great experience. This is my intro to Survivor, so coming in here, strategy, those kind of things weren't really something on the forefront of my mind. More than anything, I just like having a good time and playing a good game. So going into it, obviously the first round was a little rough. I think we can all agree that some of us kind of took the heat and weren't feeling too well afterwards, but everyone gave their best efforts. With Mike's strength breaking the Frisbee, it kind of changed it for the rest of the players. But we pushed through and finished that game strong. The next challenges were great. It was nice to see everybody just giving their all, the balancing games. It was just genuine fun and good competitive spirit. So moving into our own home bases, immediately, David, Bryce, Leanne, phenomenal time. I mean, just immediately we all clicked. We all definitely saw eye to eye on our goals, and we weren't afraid to be open with each other. And I think that was a good benefit to push us to this point in the game. We definitely all played a wonderful game, and moving through the base camp stages, finding the tokens, helping each other out. Who's got how many do you have? Let's make sure we all have the same, so when it comes time for us to go to bat for our team, we're on even playing fields. That's the goal for me. Make sure that we're pushing each other along the way up until that point where inevitably we do have to make that decision to go against one another. I don't love it. I like team playing way more than individual playing, but that just is me. So once the merge came, it was, I'll be honest, I had intentions. Definitely, I don't know. I guess it's my wife, Shelby.
Well, we know now.
I'm sure you understand that.
I'm sure you understand.
Yeah, her frustration. But at the end of the day, it was a game, it was competitive spirit, and it was really nice to be just thrown right into the game and have to play that part as an individual once the merge happened. So, coming into the end, there were hard decisions to make. Definitely, it hurt to have to betray my partners, but like I said, that's the game. So we're moving forward into the end, having a great time here, kind of going back and forth. And Ryan, it was inevitable when you and I sprinted into the campsites to find that bonus that I had a feeling that there was going to be some going back and forth later down the road. And I will say, man, we didn't really face that. I felt that we were open with each other once we got here to the house, and deception is the name of the game, and it just worked out the way it is. But you confided in me, and I don't know how true that is, but here we are at this moment. But yeah, overall, great experience throughout the day. The cherry on top was obviously that last little decision I made. Puts a smile on my face, and that's the game. But I will say I had a great time playing with everybody. I think that I should win because of the way I like to present myself. I like to show everyone that we can be competitive, have fun, enjoy the game, and really just come out winners. Everyone's coming out winners. I mean, we're all here enjoying each other's company and having a great time. So that's my spiel, and I'll pass the floor to Mike.
Okay, so my argument is basically just that, I don't know if any of you noticed, but I never told you to vote for anybody. I was nice to everybody, and I never tried to lean you towards voting for anybody, and I never asked you to vote for anybody. And I just said, okay, when you told me to vote for people. So I tried to make it as far as I could without deceiving people directly. So I didn't make a lot of bridges. I kind of attached to Shelby and rode it as far as I could. And it got me pretty far. I didn't think it would get me this far, considering how many times I got my name in the pot. But I made it this far, and I think the best thing I did was not purposely hurt anybody. So, like, I didn't help anybody necessarily too much, but I didn't purposely hurt anybody. When I found out that it was, like, mental, physical, and are you a good liar, I was like, oh shit, I'm a terrible liar. I hate deceiving people. And this is going to be a pretty rough day for me. So the team was fine. Once we got down to this, I slowly liked the game less and less because I don't like lying to people and I don't like hurting people. And I feel like I hurt people today by voting for them and trying to get them off. But I will say I just attached to Shelby and did what she told me to do the entire day. So I didn't hurt you, Shelby hurt you. And that's my entire argument.
All right. Thank you, final two. We will now shift to the jury. If anyone has any questions, comments, anything that you'd like to point out about the final two, now is the time to just get out everything that you want to get out. The floor is yours. Who would
I love backstabbing. Oh, it makes it so interesting. I like it when it gets backstabbed. Like when you get down and dirty, you tell people what to do, you're a shark out there. I like that a lot.
Yeah, well, just like Mike said, he did no backstabbing.
I know.
So
I like the
who you're
backstabbing.
voting for then?
Maybe. I mean,
All right.
that's. I mean,
We got one figured out.
I'm waiting for you guys to give me some more information when you ask me questions.
Maybe, is that a question you like to ask Mike? Mike, name a moment where you did try to play dirty.
Did you ever try to play dirty?
I don't think so. I held true to our truce for that round, and then the next round I was ordered by Shelby to vote for you. So I didn't vote for you when I said I wouldn't. The only dirty thing I would say happened yet again back on Shelby is I was going to be out way early in the day, and she paid to move the whatchamacallit to my neck?
Ninja.
The ninja. So because she had already given me the idol. So she knew I was going to get voted off. She kept me in to keep herself strong. And I felt dirty that time because I didn't earn it myself. It was just handed to me. But I feel like that's the only real dirty thing I did. I just kind of accepted my spot.
Why did you make the decision to backstab Shelby here?
At the end of the day, I want to win.
Yeah.
Up until the three of us stepped out and I had to speak with them about making my decision, I was going to vote Mike off. It was truthfully a last-minute decision I made, and it just put a smile on my face. But it's a game, and at the end of the day, we got gas home, so depending on how things turn out. But she's my wife, so I can do this thing.
So you're saying you think you would have lost against her?
I think it was good competition, and I'm here to win. So.
Oh, and you're not up for good competition, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he's here. He competed.
Nice cheers.
Thank you.
Damn.
Well, that was my main question. So.
I know.
Unless you guys have something else.
So without Shelby, Mike, do you feel like you would be here right now?
I feel like I would have made it to the top 5. But if we'd not started so early on, I feel like I wouldn't be in this chair. I feel like she would have taken me out earlier. I was useful, and then at some point I wouldn't have been. and she would have killed me off.
Edgar, do you feel like you were also a pawn in Shelby's plays? Or did you feel like you were kind of a delicate society here, or it was two brains moving at the same time?
I definitely just rode the flow up until the even past the merge. I was just having such a good time that just one phase at a time. I wasn't necessarily looking down the line to the end. I just wanted to play my best and see how far it would take me. But like I said, it wasn't until just recently when I stepped out to talk to the two of them that I had actually made that decision that I was going to choose to kick Shelby.
For a long time, I thought you were the mastermind behind all of this, Mike. For the
Why?
longest
Because
time.
I didn't come and butter everybody up.
I don't know.
Hands dirty. That's
I mean, I didn't, but that's because
Didn't have to.
I was just trying to find tokens to protect myself.
It's all about the
Yeah.
keep everyone's pockets filled.
Yeah, I didn't want to end the day and be like, I just ruined everybody's day. I didn't want to end the day that. I wanted to win.
No hard feelings. I had a great time.
Oh no, I had here. It's been less, but earlier in the day, I felt that like when each person got knocked off, well, except for the first guy, he didn't really get voted. But Action, I knew she wanted to go home and shower and eat her ramen because she talked about it a lot. But then when she got voted for, I could see the major disappointment in her like face, and I was like, oh, shit, she really wanted this, and she was really good too. So like, she probably could have made it the whole way.
Well, Bryce, like our team had agreed that if we
Oh,
had
yeah.
lost
Shelby.
that battle, that we would vote you out. And
Yeah.
So
I was cold.
That was something
You
volunteered.
walked away, and she's like, never leave the group. He's the first one you vote off.
Who?
Shelby.
Yeah, a little bit actually. I had it out for you from like the moment you walked in. I was like,
Who?
he showed up in shorts. He's unprepared.
It was late.
I
I showed up in
I
shorts,
literally felt
and then you
that
walked,
seriously.
and then you walked
I
away
remember
to
his
like
challenge.
talk to somebody on the other team or something. And she's like, you never. And I was like, man, I mean, he seems like a cool dude.
Yeah.
Bryce, man, we became allies at the very beginning.
Yeah, like, well, before the merge had even happened, I made an alliance with Edgar.
Oh yeah.
Ryan, do you have any questions?
I'm good, man.
Ride the wave.
So was it your decision every time? Like for every all of us prior to you was
I
you.
picked all of you, yes.
Oh man.
I actually. Go ahead.
You're talking after the merge?
No,
Before the merge.
yeah.
No, because you
No.
wanted to vote David
Ooh,
out.
that
and
is
I
true.
told- I
Yeah.
told you-
That was
I
the
straight
only
up
one
said,
that was
no,
not
we're
me.
not voting David out.
Because you got in solid with him, which is
Yeah.
why I had to give you an idol. So then you didn't like him more.
After I lost the ends, I don't even know who I'm going to have. Like, I haven't put any eggs in any baskets yet.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, I didn't really do that all day. I just kind of I talked to people and I was like, because early on she was like, go talk to so and so and get them to vote someone off. And I went and talked to him. I never told him to vote for anybody. I just asked him a couple questions about how it was Caleb. I went and talked to Caleb, and then I was like,
I guess I always thought I was in the know because y'all made me feel like I
I'm
was in the
surprised he
know.
didn't
Yeah,
give it away.
Shelby's
right
the
before
snake
we
in the
voted
grass.
for you.
she convinced you guys to eat the fruit.
Oh.
He was like, "Are you sure you don't? You're."
Well,
in the
I
know,
knew
like-
as soon as he gave me the ninja, I was like, oh, I'm out. That's it. That's it.
It's usually
It's okay.
You leaned into it. You're like,
I was like,
so many tokens. You could have.
I know,
You did have
but
so many.
yeah, I did have I had 9 tokens at the time, but I mean, it wasn't even
Technically,
a
would have had
difference.
more if you
Because
had
I
all the
knew-
ones he gave me.
I knew
gave,
that.
you know, so
I
he
knew
was
that.
acting like a
And
token man.
I was
Like,
if it was going to be
yeah, you need
me,
tokens, you need
whoever it
tokens.
was, we were all
I
going
did
to
not
vote
get
for
you
him.
tokens.
Yeah.
Because y'all had said, okay, we're all going to vote for Mike. So I put down Mike. So I was like, okay, well, if it's not Mike, it's somebody else. But, it's going to be everybody going for that one person.
If you can't figure out who the fish at the table is,
It's probably you're the fish. Yeah.
Ryan, after the merge, and we sprinted into the woods. When we got here, I had thought, because I got here last, so I had thought you had built an alliance with my former teammates. Because we weren't talking the first 1 or 2. For the majority of it, we were talking the entire time at the beginning, but when we came into the merge, there were times where we wouldn't even talk to maybe one or, off and on, but I thought you built an alliance with them. So then that's when I fully delved into this alliance.
I
and
also
just-
thought when you first got back that you had a immunity token or something.
Yeah, he started
that.
I thought that's.
Yeah, because you said he had one.
Yeah, so I had the bag. Like, the prize that we got.
Plus
Yeah, I thought the bag was like immunity.
I thought
It was like,
Wow, that
If you
was
hadn't
good.
said that, you would have been first out of the jury. Like, you would have been the one. It was only her because she said you got the title.
We all
Yeah.
thought you had the.
we thought it was the same idol as before, where like it gave you could throw it down and
That's
get
what it
saved.
was.
So we,
That's the only reason you were first.
Wow.
You were supposed to go 5 quarters. I was the first one out.
Jury, do you have any other direct questions to the final two? All right, final two closing statements, short and brief. The last things that you want to say to the jury before they make the decision.
Well, I think it was a great game. You know, we had some awesome experiences in the beginning, exercising teamwork, and once the merge came around, everybody I felt played very smart. And it's tough because everyone's being deceived on different ends, but ultimately, in the end, it was a great time. And I do. Sure. Same group, man. It's a lot of fun.
Mike?
so in the end, if I had known that it was such a good sport about losing, I might have earned some bridges. I might have made some bridges. But thank you guys for being such good sports and like kicking ass all day. It definitely makes me being here feel makes me feel better that I made it this far because I was like facing off against some really talented people. So it makes me feel accomplished.
All right, David, who are you going to give your winning vote to?
Alright, so, like I told you before, my main question was who was going to tell me that they gave it their all. And unfortunately,
How are you?
Beyond salty.
So thank you guys for being a part of my final public game for new players. I hope that you guys had an amazing time.
That was awesome.
Yeah, thanks. This is so much better than what I was expecting.
Honestly, yeah.
Same.
There's someone in particular that I've raised up and trained to take over my spot, and he's overqualified, and he'll be just as equally an amazing host. And I'll give him control of the game whenever I finish the last Battle of the Best game, and whenever he revives Survivor Durant, I'll be sure to give him your phone numbers, okay?
sweet.
All right, with that,
You can jump in next time.
we have votes for a winner here. Got 5 votes. It takes 3 to win, okay? Here we go. First vote, Edgar. Second vote, Edgar. The winner of Rising Sun and Shadows, Edgar. Congratulations, Edgar. You are the winner of $100, and you have earned your spot into Battle of the Best. Congratulations. You will join 7 other winners and a few of the best leaders to compete for $2,500. How do you feel? All right. I'll give you the details later. But that's our game.
Awesome.
And there we have it. Congratulations to Edgar, our 8th Survivor champion. You have earned your spot into Battle of the Best.
Love me a dirty backstabbing bastard.
All right. Any words to Edgar?
Well played.
You win. All right. And why is that?
Because Mike didn't play a game. He just followed along. He didn't do shit.
So, like I told you before, my main question was is who was going to tell me that they gave it their all. And unfortunately, because Mike rode the coattails of somebody else, so he played the physical part, but he didn't really play the mental part really hard. He could have really done some backstabbing, maybe affected the game differently. Edgar quietly backstabbed people. You didn't see that coming. So he played a really good game. Edgar's my guy.
Do you win? And why do you want to see that person win?
I feel like Mike had like a really, really good run, but I felt like it was getting to him. And I felt like at any point Edgar could have turned on either one of his teammates at any point. He made me believe more that it wasn't about the relationships, it was more about the game.
How are
I'm
you?
beyond salty.
I'm
I mean, the ultimate backstab is like Mad Perks. That's ultimately the reason I'm gonna vote for him.
You could taste the win, couldn't you?
I could.
You
I've
worked
seen it coming since
your
5
ass
days.
off. You worked your ass off.
Since literally the first round of the first game, I turned to Leanne and I said, "So we're going for Bryce. He's in shorts. He's not going to make it that day." He's at the moment I quit. Definitely.
All right. So who we give the winning vote to?
To Edgar for
Okay.
mostly the reason he did play a really good game. Also, Mike really did not do himself any justice in that speech.
I'd agree.
And I think the overall theme of this season, of season 8, Survivor Durant, the overall theme is definitely backstabbing. That was the ultimate backstabbing. I probably would have done something similar.
All right. Very, very well said. No.
Oh, my bad. That one was in front of me.